Hi there Libra, thank you for joining me for your weekly forecast for week commencing the 14th of July. Now people have got to know you over the years and see you as being someone who's quite principled, but also someone who really is fair-minded and can be quite balanced in your approach to situations. But since the end of last year, a more forceful side of your nature has certainly come out. And this has been shown at various times when people have been almost taken aback by how much more strident you've been. Part of the reason for this is that you just feel more conviction in your ideas. And this week, as the Sun squares up with Mars, there could be more to come. There may be one situation where you're absolutely sure that you're in the right and you don't want to back down. And you feel that you have to speak up to defend your interests, but you need to proceed with care. Because all through this week, as Mars does clash with the Sun, and then towards the end of this week, as there is a quarter moon in your opposite sign, how you come across is being viewed by other people. And although you may win a particular argument, you may lose something larger if you're a little bit too strong in your approach. So it is going to be important to remember that cultivation and listening to other people have often been the skills that you've brought to situations. But there is a sparkling piece of great news for you this week. And that sees Jupiter, the planet of growth, of hope, of optimism, and of course of good fortune, make its way into the part of your horoscope that is to do with cooperation, with networking, with linking in with other people. And over the next year, even if you have been more strident recently, and are so again this week, over this next 12 months, the more traditional side of your nature can start to come back to the fore. And you're going to find that your ability to make compromises at times doesn't make you weak, it actually strengthens you, because sometimes in situations we do have to enter into a spirit of give and take. Also, towards the end of this week, your ruling planet is going to glide right to the top of your horoscope. And if there have been some wounding exchanges of late, or a lot of pressure around your work situation, I do feel that just using a good dollop of charm can help to cultivate a better response from those around you. It could be the case that you're being a little bit more forceful with people at home, especially if they're not pulling their weight. But you're also reminded to have the confidence to delegate and not try to do everything yourself. If you're specifically interested in your love life, the move of Venus into this sector suggests the desire for greater responsibility. So if you're in a relationship which is going well, this could see you take the next step towards something that's more permanent and solid in your world. If you've met someone very recently, you could be about to meet their folks, which of course can be a little bit nerve-wracking. So the main thing here is don't try too hard. If, however, you are footloose and fancy free, don't be surprised if you do get some kind of introduction to someone from a different age group to you or through your work over the next 28 days. And this person can have a stunning impact on your situation. Now Saturn, which of course has been so mischief-making for you in the last couple of years around your finances, has been twisting backwards for the last 5.5 months. And there may have been times when you really have felt up against it. Also, your personal esteem, self-esteem, may have taken a hammering during that period of too. But the good news is the handbrake of the retrograde is off. It doesn't mean to say that suddenly money is going to fill into your coffers, but it does suggest a lightening of the load, and things that you've been waiting to achieve can start to fall into place. Now the quarter moon that I told you about earlier is in your opposite sign, so very important not to try too hard if you're meeting anyone on a personal basis for the first time, but equally just remember this in any professional context too. You often are the person that people come to because of your approach, where you listen to all sides of situations and adjudicate. That's why you do make such a skilled politician at times. Remember that as this week draws to a close as well. So however frustrating something gets, if you can just reintegrate that side of your nature that likes to do things peacefully, it will be to your best interest. It doesn't mean to say that you shouldn't continue to be strident, confident and ambitious, because the sky really is the limit at the moment, as long as you don't try too hard. Thank you for joining me. Good luck and goodbye for now.